what's up? It's 2022, first video to get back into things. Just been mucking around the shed, cleaned it all up, cleaned all my benches. There's still stuff all over them, but stuff I'm keeping, not just rubbish and crap that's been laying around. So it looks way better. The shed is way cleaner. There's heaps of space in here now. Could probably nearly fit another project car in here, but I think I've got enough at the moment. Been tinkering with my daughter's go-kart. Got to get that going before she grows out of it. It's got brakes now. It's got a big plate on there where I can mount the motor to it. Once that's mounted, it's really not that hard to get everything else on there we need to get done. So that thing should go pretty good once it's finished. I've got a bit of an itch to go drifting. I really want to go. It's been way too long. Obviously I can't take this thing because it's still on a hoist and it's got a long way to go. But the VR, like, it just needs an alternator, so I either just get it rebuilt or find a second-hand one. Throw it out on there, and then I need my trailer done. So I've got to pull the axle out of my trailer, which is a pretty easy job. Pull the wheel off, and it's like 8 bolts, nuts or whatever, done. So I'm going to go do that in a minute. Once that's out, it's going to a mate of mine. Pete works at Red Dog in Caboolture. He's going to cut the stub axle off, and I'm going to get another one. He's going to weld that on for me. Once that's done, it's basically put the whole trailer back together, and I've got to put a tail light on it, and what's the other thing? Oh, and the guard's buggered, so I don't know if I'll take the whole guard off, put a new one on, or if I'll just dodge up the back of it, I don't know. Other than that, it's just got the middle hanger, which while my axle's away getting new stub axle welded onto it, I'll chop that hanger off. I've got some plate over there, and I'll basically remake it, try to make it a bit stronger than it was before. So yeah, other than that, once that trailer's up and running, that ute's going straight on the back of it, and we're going to QR. I've got to go have some fun. It's just, I've been sitting here looking at cars for too long, so I've got to get out there. So that's the plan. So as of right now, we'll go outside and we'll pull this axle out so I can get it fixed. So let's do it. Alright, as you would have just seen, pulled the axle out of my trailer. I actually cut the stub axle off myself. It was a mission, I tell you that. It took me like an hour and a half to get that stub axle off. It actually goes through the drop axle bit, so you got to grind the back off, I cut in around on the axle as much as I could, and I just started hitting with a hammer, and eventually I cracked it and got it out there. It was a fucking mission, I'll tell you that. So I probably won't see that till next weekend. So I just dropped my brake line, or went to Aussie Brake and Clutch in Caboolture here. They done all of the brake lines and shit on my VR when I did the hydro. Everything lined up perfect, had no dramas at all. So I've been around there. They're gonna make me a brake line for the 180. I'm rerouting it before it goes up to the firewall, comes down the back, and then goes in that little hole down there. I'm just trying to keep everything I can away from this manifold and that. I want as less things around here as I can to stop anything from melting, burning, getting too hot. I've actually had the pedal go to the floor a few times, and if it's boiling the fluid, that could be contributing to it. I'm probably going to get a new booster too, because this one's probably about 30 years old, and I'm going to replace that and see if that helps the situation out too. Basically, new line's going to be going in here, going straight down. It's going to come across the front of the motor, or the probably the what do you call it, the steering fucking rack and all that shit, across the front of that, and then back up. And I don't know, I might even go around the front here, or put a hole in down here maybe, rather than going in that hole. So I've just got to give it a quick measure and bring them up and let them know the measurement. So I'll lift this up, give it a quick measure, and that'll be another thing done, ticked off the list. I'll pick that up on Monday, and I'll probably pick this video back up on Monday when I get it in. Alright, it's the weekend, got me braided brake line, picked that up the other night, or the other afternoon. My axle also has been done. It's out in the weather, so it's probably going to be a little bit surface rusty by the time we get around to it. Can't do it because it's absolutely been pissing down for the last few days. It's flooding around here and it's not good weather at all. So I thought I'd come in and mock this up and see how it looks. So I'll lift this thing up and V-band flange for the back of my disco potato, bolts on, and then you goes to a V-band, and then yeah, dump pipe. This is made out of stainless, the rest of the exhaust is stainless, so it makes sense to have this bit stainless. Pretty sure it was mild steel before, and it did not last long at all, so thought I'd give this a go and see if it lasts longer than the last one. I think the last one only lasted about 6 or 7 track days, if that, and you know, I'm a beginner, I wasn't even really going that hard, so just cheap crap, I guess. But we'll try this one out. The firewall may need some panel beating. This lump here is right in the way. I may need to panel beat all this in, or cut it out and make some sort of little tunnel or something. Not real sure yet. Or I may even just buy one of them cheap dump pipes to get it back on the road and worry about this sort of thing later when I've got a bit more money in my pocket. So yeah. Alright, so I got my brake line in the position I want it. I've put it on the outside. I don't know how we can see that. Well, basically it runs along the outside towards the front of the car. Pops up into the engine bay here. As you can see, there's a massive, like, that's my whole fist in there. There's no way the tyre's ever going to touch it. Runs in there. Comes down along the top of the sway bar. I was going to run it originally along here, but well, I'm glad it's longer because this, obviously it's a sump and sumps get hot. Along there, up through, past all this other wiring crap, and then straight up to the master cylinder. So I think that's where I'm going to run it. It's good enough for me. Going to order myself a new master cylinder. I'll put that on, then I'll bleed all of the brakes in one go rather than put fluid in that now. I'll just wait till then. I might whip that dump pipe on just to see how it looks and see how much space we got. And alrighty, so I've put this dump pipe on. As you can see, there's like literally 2 inches at the top, maybe 3 at the bottom. I think what I will try to do is this bit that pokes out here, try to bash that in. I might get a slide hammer and see how much of, and especially this bit here, if I can get it back in. I'm not worried about how pretty this thing looks as long as I've got enough clearance there. But I might definitely do that. I don't know if I'll do it today, but that's definitely something that I'm going to do. I think I don't want to cut it. If I can just ding it, just painted it too, which is a pain in the ass, but if I can just bend it back the opposite direction sort of thing, there's heaps of space in there, so there's no dash in the car or anything under the dash. There is a dash in the car, nothing under the dash. So I mean, there's plenty of room to bend that back. It's not going to be in the way of anything. I think that's going to be my best plan of attack, and I've just got to get another nut for this. It only come with one, and I can't get that stud out to put a bolt in, so I'm just going to put another. Actually, I'm going to have to get that off. There's no way I'm going to get a nut on there, so I'm going to have to get that stud out and put another bolt through there that it comes with. I think it looks cool, but it's clearly going to be a pain in the ass. Pretty much finished off. The wheels look fairly straight to me. I'll have to tow it, see how it looks, see how it feels. And I just got to put the lights on the back, wire them up, easy little job. And I'm going to go drifting. As soon as I feel like that trailer's where it needs to be, we're going. So hopefully the next video I make will be drifting that at QR, maybe Archfield. Haven't taken that to Archfield, the VR, so maybe we'll go there. I just got to get an alternator, which shouldn't be that hard to find one, and I'll throw that on. Next video we're going drifting without a doubt, so I'll see you on the next one.